guys, my name is Trin and today I'm here to do September wrap up. So in the month of September, I was busy the entire month. School has started and now my life is shit. I was really busy in September and I feel like I didn't read a lot of books. Literally the first book that I finished in the month of September was like halfway through the month, you know, so I feel like I didn't read a lot, but at the same time I have some books to talk about, you know, which is like a huge thank you because I really thought that I was only going to have like 2 books to talk about in September. But yeah, school is kicking my ass right now. It's still kicking my ass because I have 2 papers to write and then a midterm to study. Oh my god, my stress level is really high right now. So for the month of September, I read 6 books and there's one song that I want to talk about. And that's basically it. It's gonna be really short and sweet. Let's get started right now. The first book I finished in September is Passing by Nella Larsen. This book follows a woman named Clara and she is mixed, you know, half black and half white. But she has passed as a white woman for like at least 10 years, I believe. I don't remember how many years, but it's been a really long time. So she has passed as a white woman. Her husband, who's very racist, does not even know that she's half black. So one day she reunites with a childhood friend named Irene. Irene is also mixed. Like sometimes she passed as a white woman, but overall she does identify as a African American woman. She is kind of like judging Claire a little bit for passing as a white woman for so long. But you know, they reunite, they talk, and then one thing leads to another. They go to this party, I guess. I don't even know, but that's basically it. That's literally the synopsis, you know. The first time I read the synopsis, I was so shook. I was like, whoa, this is the kind of book that I definitely want to read, and I did. I actually read the entire thing and you know, I had a lot to say in my class. The one thing that I definitely want to point out is that I said that this is about Claire, but it's also about Irene because this is from the point of view of Irene. Yes, I feel like Claire is like the main character, but remember, we're reading from Irene's perspective, so a lot of things are like biased, I believe, because you know how Irene is if you read the book. But this book was really good. I love this book so much and I'm so glad I read it for one of my classes because I'm reading this again and I cannot wait to hear what other people have to say because I feel like a lot of people have read this book already, so I'm very excited to listen to people's opinions and such. This book tackles on a lot of issues, you know, like racism and passing if you're mixed, because you can easily pass as like a white person or like a black person. This book is really complex. That's like another thing that I really enjoy, is that I really thought that Claire is like the bad guy, because once you read the synopsis you're like, oh, so Claire is the bad guy and then Irene is the good guy. No, that's not the case at all, because even though Claire passed as a white woman, and I know some people judge her for that, we also have to take into consideration about Irene and her action and her life and all these things, you know, because Irene is not perfect whatsoever. She is not the good guy at all. I don't think there's like a good guy, bad guy. It's just, you know, just like that gray area, and I really enjoyed this book because damn, it was really good. So I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. I highly recommend this book. It's really short. I finished this in like 2 or 3 days, well, mostly because I had to read it really fast, you know, because of school, but I did finish this book really quick. I believe it's like 120 pages, so it's really quick read. It's really good. I think it's really good and I cannot wait to read a lot of more amazing books in my classes. A song that I really want to talk about is called I Don't Exist by Olivia O'Brien. I think Olivia is a very underrated musician because I have followed her for like at least a year, and damn, every time she comes out with new music I'm always excited. So I believe last year she released like an EP, and then for this year she has released 2 new songs, but this one was so good. This one stood out to me the most. It's called I Don't Exist. So you're like, oh shit, this is gonna be really depressing, and it is. That's not a really good thing, but man, she writes really good sad songs, and this is amazing in my opinion. Honestly, you just have to listen to the song because it's not really hard to understand the lyrics. I'm just saying, it's really good. This song is beautiful. I love the melody, I love the lyrics, I love the message, because it encapsulates the perfect feeling, you know, that when you're at a party and you're alone and you feel left out and then people kind of shut you out. Perfect. It's so good. I gave this song 5 out of 5 stars, definitely. I love Olivia O'Brien. I really hope we're going to get an album. Oh my god, that would make my dream come true. I cannot wait for an album, like her first album, you know, because that's a big deal. And yeah, I love this song so much. I've been playing this song a lot in September and I think it's really good and I think you should totally check it out. The next book that I finished is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. If you don't know, this is the second book of the To All the Boys I Loved Before trilogy. This is actually my second time reading this book. Damn, I have a lot to say for this book. It took me almost a month to finish this book, even though yes, I was very busy in September, and whenever I have free time, I either read or sleep, and I've been sleeping a lot in September because I like taking naps, you know. But you know, I do have some time here and there to read P.S. I Still Love You, but damn it, it was a journey to finish this book, which is crazy because the first time I read this book back in like 2015, I finished this book so quickly, but then now 3 years later, it took me forever to finish this book. I will film a book review and discussion for this book, don't worry, because I have a lot to say for P.S. I Still Love You. Do I love this book? No, I don't. Believe it or not, I don't. The first time I read this book, I loved it so much, but I think it's because I have grown so much over the past 3 years, and now that I'm reading this book, I was so frustrated. I'm always pissed. I'm never happy when I read this book. There's like a few times here and there where I'm like, wow, this book does make me happy, but it's short-lived. Overall, I was just frustrated by everything in this book. I gave this book 2 out of 5 stars. That's right. There's so many things I don't like about this book, which is so sad because I used to love this book so much and the cover is so pretty, but I was just really frustrated by a lot of things, you know, like the characters, the plot, what else? That's about it. I will link my book review and discussion whenever it's up. I have no idea when, but hopefully I will film it. I mean, I'm filming that video like right after this one, so hopefully I'll get it up and you can just watch it and see me complain about this book because I have a lot to say for P.S. I Still Love You. It's so sad that I don't even love this book anymore. The next book I read is The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros. I believe that's how you say her last name. I read this book for school, but yes, I did finish the entire book because it was really short. So this book follows a girl named Esperanza Cordero, I believe. So it's basically like her life on Mango Street, and I believe this takes place in Chicago. Why did I say it like that? Chicago. If you don't know, she's Latina, so it's basically, you know, her life, but it's being told in vignette. That's why it's called vignette. So like each chapter is really short. So this is just one chapter. It's incredibly short, and then the next chapter is like really short also because it's like 2 or 3 pages and that's it. I have like a love-hate relationship when it comes to the format of this book just because it's being told in vignettes, and I guess this is my first time, but every time I finish a chapter I'm like, wow, this is so short, and like what the hell. I feel like it's being told in fragments. I feel like the events in her life, the ones that are like really important, are in this book, but sometimes it's in order, sometimes it's not. It's really interesting. Overall, I did like some chapters here and there, but this book does tackle a lot of important topics like domestic abuse and, you know, child abuse, abuse in marriage, and controlling spouse and stuff like that. It does tackle a lot of important topics just because this is coming from like a young girl's perspective, and like it's really interesting to see her witness these things and to hear what she has to say, because even though she's at like a young age, she's not dumb. Sometimes she's naive, but she's not dumb. Like the things she said, you're like, yeah, that's true. I mean, you know, you got the point, right? You know. So at the end of the day, I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it, but overall I just finished it because like it's for school. That's all I have to say for this book. Why do I have to make it so long? God. The last 3 books are comic books. Yes, you guessed it. Avatar: The Last Airbender comic books. This is North and South. Damn it. So this is part 1, and then this is part 2, and then this is part 3. This is the last trilogy in the Avatar: The Last Airbender comic books based on the title North and South. You guessed it, this is about the North Water Tribe, or like the Northern Water Tribe, and then the Southern Water Tribe. So in the first book, Katara and Sokka go back to their home and everything has changed, you know, because like the war is over and people are rebuilding the buildings and igloos and a bunch of stuff like that. So this is very political. This is definitely about, like I said, the Southern Water Tribe and then the Northern Water Tribe, because there's only something going on between those 2 tribes. And then of course we have new characters, but then we get to see old characters again. This situation is just like, it's interesting, but I feel like the way it wrapped up in part 3 is just really quickly, in my opinion. Like, this happened and then this happened and then it was resolved and then we just move on. I feel like part 3 could have been longer, but then I know that for the limit for each comic book is like 70 pages, 80 pages, so I think that's why they make it really short, which is really disappointing because I feel like they could have expanded so much more on the plot. Now, I just want to talk about Katara. So, Katara is a waterbending master. That's something I have always known, you know. Now that she's back home, there's ice everywhere, so you know, she's in her element, so sometimes she could waterbend and it's just insane to see how powerful she is. But then there are times the things she does, I'm here like, is that even possible? I know that you're a master, but like, as a waterbender, is that even possible? I don't even know. I think it's just because it's a comic book, it doesn't matter, you know, if it's like possible. I don't know. I feel like if this was in a show, or like, you know, like the show, I don't think that's possible. On page 68 and 69 on part 3, please let me know if this is possible for a waterbending master to do this. I'm so serious. I don't think this is possible, but like, it's right in front of my face, so I guess I have to accept it. So anyway, part 1 I gave 4 out of 5 stars. Part 2 I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. This was really good. I think this was like the best one. And then part 3 is 4 out of 5 stars. Not the best, but not the worst. So this one was like really good. I was taken by surprise, honestly, because this is when it gets political AF and I really enjoy it, and damn, it was really good. So that is it for my September wrap up. Those are the books I read for this month, and it's really hot right now, so that's not good. I hope to God I will read at least a few books in October and, you know, just have fun with my content and stuff like that. I don't know what I'm saying, but oh my god, another thing I want to mention, I'm so sorry for posting so many book review and discussion in September, because those videos I have pre-filmed before and then I just never had the time to like edit. So every time I post something, it's always like a book review and discussion for the books that I read back in August. I'm sorry if like you're not a fan of that, but hopefully I can come up with cool new shit in October, because like, damn, my life is falling apart right now. Yes, I look nice right now, but deep down I'm dying. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.